What is that, little Timmy? TSM did make some moves? And they're gonna crush us? Oh, love that so much. Let's talk some TSM. Hello, everybody. Yes, we're back for a bonus episode, and yes, I'm still wearing my Pokemon stuff. Sorry, it's Pokemon Friday as I'm recording this, but bonus episode because TSM have finally made some moves, at least according to popular leakers. So we're gonna go through these and talk about my thoughts on them overall. Never works right away. Sorry, guys. Question of the day. What do you think of our offseason so far? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm not loving it. I'll give you that much. All right. First move of the day. One that Eevee had, but I didn't really believe. So I will take full responsibility for the story getting out a little later. He was telling me that it was good, and I was checking sources and having him check sources, and then we missed out on the opportunity to be first. But, it's always better to check your sources to make sure. But, yeah, Boogie, the man that has yet to have a major region experience, and somebody who's been around the scene for a little bit, 24 years old, will be 25 at the end of the spring split, excuse me, if it stays as a spring split. We still don't know. But yeah, he's a player that will be having the opportunity to apparently start in the jungle for TSM moving forward, and is somebody who plays a lot of engaged champions, like a lot, and is generally pretty good at them. And along with this, he was the number one ranked solo player for North America just a couple of years ago, which has made some people wonder, is he actually going to be a little a catch for TSM? And, listen, I am all about everybody getting chances, but this just screams to me either that Glenn saw what he did when he was over in the LMS with Flash Wolves and felt like maybe he'd work really well with Maple, and I guess they didn't either like or feel like any of the other junglers that were available were going to fit them. I didn't love this move, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I'm going to wait until next week once the roster is more formally announced to give any grades on players, because while people like Wooloo and Eevee are generally pretty spot on, they have pretty good sources, things can change, and we'll have to see what the TSM sentiment is on this one. But listen, if he comes in and plays well, I will be all for it. I will be a Boogie stan, okay? But I am not convinced that somebody who's been in and out of multiple leagues, minor region leagues, to be exact, that he's been in and out, and that everybody else has missed this South Korean player. It would be very hard for me to believe. So, yeah, I don't know about this one, if I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not overly confident. The next one is Solo. Apparently Solo will be staying in the top lane for us. This has been rumored for a really long time. I've been hearing this one for a long time. I know Eevee has been hearing this one for a really long time as well. So, I am not of the opinion that this is a great move. I have said this. Sorry, guys. My dogs are running around at my feet right now, so I'm recording this. But I have said this multiple times over and over again that I don't dislike Solo. I think Solo is a good guy. I think he deserves a chance. And I just hope that those chances would be on other rosters. I don't find him to be overly exciting. I think he is a very strong but mid-tier player. He's really he is the gatekeeper at 5, generally for me, when he is in the league. He's not going to, push up into that top three echelon very often, something you hear me talk about a lot. And he's also really not going to falter. Like, he is stability. There's not a more stable player right now in the LCS. Well, that's not true. He's probably one of the most stable players, I should say. Not the most, but one of the most in the LCS. And that's great. If you're building another roster around him that's younger and that is less experienced, then this is the kind of player that you want. But if you're gonna go all veterans, listen. It's not to say that he can't get it done or that he's not going to be a good player for us, but he's just not somebody who I get overly excited about, especially when I look at the roster, because right now it looks like it's Solo, Boogie, Maple, Chime, and some ADC who is unknown at this moment, but is going to have to be with North American residency. There are plenty of options down at Academy, but with the way that TSM has been moving, that doesn't seem like that's going to happen to me. I still think my prediction of Johnson or somebody equivalent to Johnson would make the most sense and would make us such a mid-tier team that I think it might be a very long talking TSM year, but I might have been that anyways, especially with this news. So LEC Wulu puts out that TSM are exploring working with a collegiate university, likely Maryville University, to operate their North American CL team, which is NACL. Is that the academy? It's no LCS Academy. So maybe this is a third team. I don't know. I will admit, now that I'm rereading this, see, because LEC Wulu here says that it's for their academy roster. So I don't know why NACL. I really thought it was LCS Academy, but I guess I'll give my thoughts on the two things. If it is for a third team, so we would have TSM Academy, and a collegiate team, essentially, that is managed by Maryville University, then I would be all for it. Maryville University is one of the best universities out there for esports programs, specifically for League of Legends. They have a ton of League of Legends players out there that have gone through their doors. Some former pros that some people don't enjoy talking about, but regardless, they are they are very full of talent most of the time, at least at the collegiate scene. If this is for our academy team, then that just signifies even more to me that the rumors that TSM are leaving the LCS, because if they don't even care enough to run their academy team and they want to pass it off to somebody else, regardless of how good the program that could be running them might be, I just think it could be them signifying, hey, like, we're on our way out. And that is still really hard for me to accept, and honestly pretty depressing, because I've dedicated a lot of time and money and hours to TSM, and I'll do a whole video another time this offseason, especially if the rumors end up being true as to them leaving the LCS. But regardless of if they do or not, if Reggie's out there saying, hey, I'm doubling down, this is not doubling down. This is letting somebody else manage your stuff for probably as cheap as you can go, because you don't want to hire coaches, because you don't want to do these other things. There is a potential positive, like if they're trying to establish this relationship with a college and they believe that this is their way to cultivate talent because they have struggled to do so in certain areas in the past, then that's fine. And I hope that once this is potentially announced that they make that really clear. And if that's the case, then that may restore my faith in what TSM might be doing. But maybe it's just the negativity bug has got me pretty bad with this potential, exiting of the LCS. But if I'm being honest, every single move that has been theorized or at least rumored today just points to me that TSM is done with the LCS. Boogie is not necessarily a great signing. Solo is, they already have him under contract, so they might as well just keep him. And this to me feels like they're just kind of throwing throwing in the bag. They're turning in for the LCS, and they're kind of just I don't know, moonlighting it, I guess, at this point. I don't know. It's tough to talk about without more information. Once I have more information, you'll probably have a much longer episode. But for now, we'll still keep this one relatively short, as it is a bonus episode, and I don't want to make you guys too depressed heading into a weekend. So, check out all the videos that'll be below me. And, we will have more information coming, especially next week before we head into the holidays. I still do plan on having episodes out Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, regardless of the holiday. So, make sure to like, subscribe, and, comment, and know that there will still be more Talking TSM content coming out. At least for right now. We'll have to see what happens in the future, but I'm still planning on continuing to put out 3 videos a week for you. So, I guess I'll catch you guys all in the next one.